All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's Zoom
Masana, bila
call.
ko zake. Pass my the
I'm gonna
money.
mute the calls. Please, guys, mute your lines. I should mute them beforehand. The only person I want have unmuted is Harold. If you need to keep me in check, fantastic. But I'm gonna speak as loud as I can because it seems like I've got a bit of a technical issue. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be sharing with you this opportunity that I saw a month ago, thanks to my good friend Glenn, who reached out to me and he shared with me something that literally made me stop in my tracks. I don't know if you guys ever come across an experience where you get involved. I mean, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Leroy. I've been involved in home-based business for many a day and been around the block and back and seen a lot of projects come and unfortunately go before many people have had a chance to even reap their rewards. So when I saw this, I was like, this is fantastic. This is something that is paramount because everybody needs. I don't know about you, but I believe every single person. Whoops, let me get rid of that. Every single person could do with optimal health, right? I've yet to meet somebody saying, "No, I don't want to be healthy. I want to be sick. I want to live in a hospital." No, people want to live their lives to the optimal levels, guys. And being over 50, that is more paramount than anything. All right, so I want to share this opportunity that, like I said, got shared with me a few weeks ago. I can't believe it because it's literally almost taken over my life. And typically, I'm involved in a lot of crypto projects, trading projects, and they have their own space in the market for me. But one thing that is really resounding is the amount of people I know who are sick. All right, and so when I saw this and I saw that this was a product that every single person on the planet that you know of, baby from the cradle to the grave, needs this product, which is water, my friends, water. How can you get a bigger market than that? I don't know any bigger market than somebody drinking water. Even if you are promoting the best nutritional product on the planet, and I hope you are, guess what? You need good water to take with it. All right. So, with that said, Timol is an opportunity of a lifetime that has arrived. And, with that said, I hope Simone is going to be on. She's in Brazil. I'm a bit envious, but she's in Brazil right now. Oh, she is on actually. And one of these days, I do want to take that same trip to Brazil and personally shake the hand of the guy that you're going to learn about who created this platform. Okay. So, our modern lifestyle, my friends, is especially in the Western world, and I see it creeping in different parts of the world, right? Especially where my dad's from in Jamaica. I see this creeping into that same society of this fast food lifestyle. And the same challenges they have here is now over there and other places as well. This processed foods, and I like them. I'm very busy. I'm always on the go, and it's convenient. Okay, and so unfortunately, it comes with a price. Yeah, it comes with a price that we obviously don't want. That price tag of maybe it might be slightly cheaper, more convenient, but we're going to pay for it if we live on this stuff along the way, right? So our modern day lifestyle is a challenge for the most part, and not only that is just look on the right hand side of the slide. We're fighting with these guys who are spraying the crops, spraying the foods. By the time you get it, they're laced with everything you can imagine that is not great for us. Okay, so we are under attack. Make no mistake, we are under attack through the toxins out there, through the food, and our choices, my friends. And one thing I've noticed in the last few weeks, because I've been drinking this amazing water that y'all gonna experience, is that you make better choices. Okay, so one it's a knock-on effect. You do one thing in your life and you notice, wait there, my body's not craving that nonsense, that sugary stuff anymore. I actually want to hydrate myself, and this is what's happening, my friends. So I'm so excited to share with you this company out of Brazil called Timol. All right, so let's just have a look. One thing I noticed and I learned many years ago, I had a cousin who passed away from cancer, and there's so many people around me or that I know of who are battling cancer, and they're young. They're younger than me. And one thing I realized when my cousin passed away, and in fact, before she passed away, I was going to the States a lot, and I was meeting people who knew how to treat tumors and cancer. And up to that point, the only people I thought could treat cancer or anything like that was cancer research. Okay. And I don't even want to go there on that whole debate because that's another situation for another time. But there's two core things that really are the paramount of why people get, more sick. And as a result of acid in the body, acidity. And guess what? The foods we're eating are bringing in acid into our bodies, and obviously lack of oxygen as well in the cells. So if you measure your blood cells, you'll see that they're gasping, they're dehydrated, which is why this product, my friends, is an absolute game changer, right? So this gentleman here, this is in 1931. He's talking about, this is a thesis, the primary cause and prevention of cancer, 1931. It was a different ballgame to what we experience now. Young children, young men, women dying of cancer way before they even reach their prime. Okay, and in his work, as it says here, the metabolism of tumors, Otto Heinrich Warburg demonstrated that all forms of cancer develop due to these two basic conditions: acidosis, which is acidity of the blood, and hypoxia, lack of oxygen. So again, cancerous tissues are acidic tissues, healthy ones are alkaline tissues. So we want to get our body into a state where we are more alkaline, not acidic. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. There's many different things out there that perpetuate to help you do that. We're going to share with you tonight on something that can definitely put you in that direction. Okay, so I love this slide here coming up. It's basically, where am I going? It's a picture of absolute health. This is what we should have ideally in an ideal scenario on our plates. All the colors of the rainbow on our plate. And if we're not getting it through our natural foods, some way, shape, or other, that we are trying to get that into our body, into our systems. Sometimes we may have to supplement. We may have to go different avenues because, it's not cheap to get what's it called, the premium of foods out there. Unfortunately, organic and stuff like that nature, it does come with a price tag. And again, but I don't want to make negotiations with my health, but that's the reality. It is expensive. And so when I saw this product and how the getting these minerals into my body was paramount, I was just like, it's definitely moving the needle in the right direction, because this is what happens to our bodies. Okay, free radicals, not a rap group, not a music group at all. It's what's taking place in your body. Okay, these are, if you let it run rampant, it's going to cause major damage, my friends, to your cells. You want to protect your cells at any instance. You want to just be all over it, right? Your health is paramount, as I mentioned. So a free radical is isolated oxygen atom, and in excess it becomes harmful. So if you have too much free radicals, you're going to end up with a situation on the right. Okay, so we don't want this situation on the right where you're going to see, if you've got healthy cells going on the right hand side, guess what happens? The free radicals starts to deplete your body, my friends. So we don't want that. There's a link here where you can do your own due diligence, your own research. Don't know if I can copy and paste this in the chat, maybe not, but you can do your own due diligence and check out. This was documented back in 1954. All right, so this stuff here, this is, imagine 1954 and 1931. Lifestyle was very different back then. There was definitely no McDonald's on every high street corner. So different lifestyle, or chicken shops on every corner. So it's a different, and you can imagine what we're facing in 21st century lifestyle. So imagine what free radicals are doing. Anything that's happening under the cellular level, under our skin. Our skin is the biggest organ that takes in everything. And as a result of that, you can see the effects on our skin. Early onset of, you meet some people and you're like, you've either had a hard life or you're doing something incorrect, right? And a lot of people are aging way before their time. You're asking them at ages like, wow, what are you doing? Because, once you put something in you, garbage in, necessary garbage out, or somebody said actually, not garbage in, garbage out, garbage stays. It stays in your body. Imagine that. It's not going out. Well, it does go out eventually, but look at what it's leaving behind. Okay, so these free radicals are a big deal. Okay, so again, we want to have optimal health, my friends. We don't want premature aging, sagging of the skin and, just looking like we're 20 years older. No, we want to be optimal. All right, and you're going to hear some testimonials today about, how that, and hopefully Simone will be able to share where she is. Her signal may not be that great, but you're going to hear about what's happened for her. So, how do we reduce acidity and free radicals in our body? I'm glad you asked me, because I'm going to share with you how this thing called magnetized water, which isn't brand new, okay? This company didn't just stumble across magnetized water yesterday or, the other day. Magnetized water has been around, but what they have done is the game changer, okay, which you're going to learn about. So the chemical reaction of water and supermagnetization is known as water hydrolysis. Okay, so your H2O, as we know, is water. It disassociates into OH negative and H positive. So let's have a look at these ions. If you have a way, what we have here, of having minerals in the water, if you're, the water we're getting, if you look on the bottles, if you're buying bottled water, you'll see what the makeup is. And at default, if back in the day, if we had the minerals, even in the soil, the minerals have been depleted by whatever method. Okay, we used to have that, we don't have that anymore. So it leaves behind clusters of hydrogen ions. So when you have this dissociation taking place, you're going to see, and I'm going to play something that really brings this home, because at the end of the day, we want to reduce any form of acidity in our bodies. So having this minerals found in our water reacts with the hydrolysis ions. So a form of alkaline hydroxides, if I get my words right, you're going to see here at the bottom, you got the calcium, OH2, and you got the magnesium. So when consuming magnetized water, it reduces the body's acidity. So just like I was starting my presentation with, we need to find a way that we can reduce the acidity in our bodies, one way or the other. We want to make our bodies more alkaline, getting now down to the cell level alkaline, not just drinking alkaline water, which is a different set of parameters completely. We want to get our cells to be alkaline, hence our blood, hence, the health of our well-being is based on this one premise here. So H2O disassociates OH plus minus and H plus. Remember what I mentioned about free radicals? So the H2O is getting what's it called? Free radicals, it gets neutralized. So our main objective here, my friends, is when you drink the water, the hydrogen ions react with the excess free radicals in your body, forming water. So imagine your body's now in a much more healthier state. There's a word I was going to use, but it escapes me. But your body's now in a situation where it's actually fighting the free radicals. What you saw in the previous slide, we don't want that. We don't want that to be happening in our bodies. So whichever way we can get and eliminate that, this is one way of doing it. And it's so effective, which I think is one of the reasons why we're seeing so many testimonials in such a short period of time of people having this. Okay, so our bodies are made up of over 70% water. So if that's the case, why are we drinking that amount per day? Okay, if your head, which contains a lot of water, and you are dehydrated, you find yourself licking your lips constantly, or you can see the white on your lips, your body's crying, my friends. Your body's crying for help. I mentioned there's a book called Your Body's Many Cries by a doctor. Name escapes me. If anybody knows, type it in the chat. And I came across this book decades ago, and this gentleman wrote a book on how he was treating patients in prison, okay, with all sorts of ailments, just with water. And I'm like, oh my goodness, how's that possible? Like, you've got all of these different conditions, and through water, something so you would have thought so accessible. And I suppose what's easy to do is easy not to do. And I've struggled, trust me, to drink more than a couple of bottles of like 500 ml bottles of water prior to being introduced to this company. Okay, but again, you could drink the recommended amount for your body. Okay, which we say if you're less than 50 kg, you're talking about maybe 2 liters. 50 kg or more, you need more than two. But even if you drank that, why is it people are still feeling dehydrated? Why is it they're still feeling lethargic after doing that, thinking that they're giving their bodies exactly what they need? Okay, so again, it comes down to not all water is equal. Okay, the water quality is the key parameter here. Okay, so we're gonna do what Clark Kent did in a telephone box. Superman, when he went into when he went into the changing booth. Well, his changing booth was a phone booth, and he put on that caper. He wasn't a regular human being. He became Superman. Guys, when you start drinking this water, your water is going to be super. I'm telling you, it's going to be charged, and you don't need to put on a cape in order to benefit from it either. All right. So water determines disease. Right? Imagine that, guys. I really want you to pay attention to what I'm saying, and I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Water determines disease. Water determines health. Appropriate, adequate water restores health. Ionized water hydrates, alkalize, antioxidizes, and detoxifies. Water can be used as a medicine. Dr. Ribeiro, I believe he's Brazilian. I think Timol can back me up on that. So, guys, imagine that. The water that we're talking about, that is the game changer. Okay? That is the game changer, which is why I'm so excited about this, because water is everywhere, right? Water is everywhere. This is a market that I do not need to, be specific. It's not a niche. It's ocean. It's literally, it's ocean. Pardon the pun. Right? So water has difference, as we know. So again, water that does not hydrate is, what's the point? You're just drinking it. You're like the middleman, but it's not doing you anything. It's not going anywhere. Pretty much maybe like some of the, some people get some fantastic, guys, the best nutritional products. But if you don't take the right combo, guess what? It's pointless. If you take vitamin D3 without the K2, it hasn't got the right delivery system. Just like you could take calcium, but you don't have the right delivery system to go with it, it's almost a waste. Guys, if you don't have the right type of delivery system, then your cells are not getting hydrated, and you're just spending money on top quality water just for the sake of it. Okay, it's not doing what it says on the tin because it's not penetrating. All right, I'm going to show you pretty much a great example. Now, if you spent money, top money, to get what we call a little fish tank at home, and you had the oxygen going in, you spent money on this, you've got the fish, you spent good money. One thing I know in all my years of doing business, once people have money invested, skin in the game, they pay more attention to it. Guess what? Our bodies came, and we didn't necessarily have to pay a financial price, so we may not treat it the best way that we could do, until we get to a point where our bodies start telling us, dude, I need help. And then we have to pay for it one way or the other. Let's not go there. Let's be optimal as much as we can. So would you have your fish, after you spent thousands of dollars on this fish tank, getting the oxygen going in there and the beautiful fish and everything, and let's say you bought it for your child, and your child's looking through, can't even see the fish, can't even see the color of it because it's so dark, right? There's no oxygen, there's no life. This is what's happening in our bodies, my friends. This is absolutely what's happening in our bodies. And if you don't believe me, next time you go to the washroom, it will tell you what's going on in your bodies. It's just as simple as that. We want the one on the left, absolutely, right? So again, you spend money on something, you spend money on a car, you shine it, you're not going to put rubbish petrol or gas in your Porsche, Ferrari, BM, Merc, whatever you drive, and expect it to get you to your destination. It's not going to happen. You're going to put the right fuel in there. You're going to make sure the right oil is in there and everything else, because otherwise you're going to seize up. If you do that to your car, what more important is us, right? Our bodies. We want this, guys. Look at this. I mean, we're talking about being near a waterfall. Like, it's beautiful, refreshing. You know, anywhere in the world, whether it's Niagara Falls, you know, I never get bored of Niagara Falls. I never get bored of, you know, if I had to go back to Jamaica, I'll be going to the falls, Dunn's River. Anywhere where you see that, it's just like, it just brings you to life. And this is what happens with our product, my friends. It's like you've got a bit of, you know, your water's now transformed. It comes to life. And I'll tell you, when we talk about testimonials, I'll share a little bit of what happened for me when I came back from London. But this is what we want, free flowing. So I spoke about these things, right? So let's now start looking at what actually happens for real, like in your water that you may be having. So each cell has an entry point of where it's going to receive three major things here. I want to highlight it just to really drive the point home. Let me get my little highlighter and boom, where am I? Color, I don't want that one, I want this one. All right, so can you see that? We've got nutrients that we want. Of course, we want it to be hot hydrogen, we want to be hydrated, and we want oxygen. Three key things that we really want. So like water molecules, they carry nutrients. So imagine if this is your regular cluster of water, all clustered together, this is what happens. Water without magnetic treatment. Hard water is challenging, it's difficult to get penetration into the blood cells, okay? Preventing the penetration of molecules into the pores of the membrane, okay? So that's key fundamental number one. This promotes only a partial hydration of the cell. Water does not hydrate, okay? So let's just show you exactly what I mean. I'll move this forward. This is your cells. And now imagine, how the heck is this going to get in there? It's like putting a square through a round pole, right? It's not going to go through. It's got a bottleneck. It's challenging. This is why people, as much as they're drinking, their bodies aren't getting hydrated. They're not receiving the nutrients, the oxygen, the hydration of what we want in our cells. Now, let's talk about water that's been magnetic treated, okay? Light and better. I kept hearing how light it was. Before I came to London, I was just like, I kept hearing people saying how light and refreshing this water is. I'm like, guys, I've got to get on a plane. I'm going to get mine. And trust me, it was worth the trip. So, light and better absorbing water. The magnetization break up the clusters, as you see, decreasing water hardness, promoting hydration and total neutral of cells. That's what we call water that hydrates. So what would you rather have? The one on the right or the one on the left? Yeah, that's your choice. But now we know better. Now I know better because I didn't know this before. Okay, I'm talking like I knew this from day one. I didn't know this. I didn't know this until I got introduced to Timol. Okay, and I started to learn, wow, magnetic water is doing this and it works. And now it works on me. I'm all over this, like white on rice. Guys, I'm going to play a short video just to drive home the point and for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll just get into some testimonials and things of that nature. So hopefully you guys can hear this. Let's go. If you have any problems, do let me know.
Water studies and research projects taking place around the world to achieve this goal. As in every movement of this nature, many are scientifically correct, but others have become vehicles for marketing strategies. That is, pure marketing to drive commercial strategies. This is what happened with so-called alkaline water, which came to be hailed by some as the water of life. But what lies behind that claim? What is the scientific basis for such a powerful concept? The answer is nothing. There is no basis whatsoever. Everything that has been studied in this sense points to the same conclusion. Alkaline water is useless in disease prevention and, in certain cases, depending on the water's pH, can even be harmful and contribute to alkalosis. In 2019, Veja Saúde, the website of publisher Abril, published the article originally produced for Questão de Ciência magazine, written by Dr. Alicia Kowalczewski, a doctor, teacher, and researcher on this subject at the Institute of Chemistry at USP. The title itself is categorical and conclusive. Alkaline water does not cure anything and cannot give you back your youth. Another publication that carries a similar title is in the website of the Osvaldo Cruz Diabetes and Obesity Center. The article is even more compelling and draws the public's attention. Warning, alkaline water does not improve your health. So we come to a very interesting point which deserves to be highlighted and demystified. What is blood alkalinity and what is water alkalinity exactly? This is very confusing to many people. Very alkaline water can be a problem, as experts say, because before water gets the bloodstream, it passes through the stomach and intestine. These are acidic environments, and they should stay that way. Drinking large amounts of alkaline water for long periods can interfere with this condition, just as very acidic water is considered inappropriate for consumption. The Brazilian Ministry of Health has established that the pH of water for human consumption must be in the range pH 6 to pH 9.5. So any water that has the minimum requirements for consumption and is in this range does not change anything in the human body, nor does it affect human health. Hydration will happen in the same way and play the proper role in our body. So forget it. It has been proven again and again that alkaline water is just a gimmick. It is a somewhat dangerous pitch without any kind of support. What we need to keep in mind is the oxygenation and pH of the blood. It is these characteristics of blood, and not exactly of water, that have a bearing on the functions and balance of the human body. Hundreds of diseases, including cancer, are related to blood acidosis. Blood is slightly basic, with a normal pH between 7.35 and 7.45. And even if you have at times a diet rich in acids, the body itself has mechanisms to balance and normalize the pH. This only fails to happen if a person has a serious health condition. Therefore, what is needed is a routine that nourishes our body with what will preserve its normal characteristics and contribute to maintaining its balance. And this is where blood pH comes in, and it plays a fundamental role in this. As we said at the outset, many studies into water were scientifically sound and showed that water can be a powerful ally in the search for this balance within the body. It was in this context the magnetic treatment of water emerged. In the same way that water must be treated in order to make it suitable for human consumption, it should also be subjected to a magnetic field before being used as drinking water. But where does this need come from? Let's take things gradually. First, the water that most people drink has lost its original structural characteristics from when it was alive in nature. In springs, streams, and rivers, water is constantly moving. This favors its oxygenation, in addition to its structure being composed of small molecules, which increases its hydration power in the body. When water is stored or kept in containers, its surface tension is altered. Thus it becomes much heavier, with the formation of large molecule clusters, which are completely disorganized and lose oxygen. This molecular change compromises the penetration of water into cells that form organ tissues. But the original characteristics of water, so necessary for a good cellular hydration, can be restored. This is where magnetic treatment comes in. When water is subjected to a magnetic field, an event called hydrolysis occurs, which means breaking up of water. That is, the movement caused by the molecules causes a rupture of the clusters and promotes rearrangement into much smaller structures. Thus, these H2O molecules penetrate the cells much more easily, promoting better cellular hydration and cleaning. The second point observed in the various studies carried out with magnetized water is that it contributes to a reduction of excess of free radicals. How does this happen? When water undergoes magnetic treatment, there is an ionic dissociation, that is, the H2O water molecule formed by two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom breaks up, releasing hydroxyl ions and hydrogen ions. Excess free radicals that are present in the body are negative ions, and they combine with hydrogen ions, forming new H2O molecules, thus removing them from the body. This is a very simple chemical equation that has been observed by several researchers. The third point is about the contribution to the maintenance of blood alkalinity, helping the mechanisms of our body. In hydrolysis, as we have seen, there are negative hydroxyl ions left over. This hydroxyl reacts with magnesium and calcium ions present in vital environments of our body, forming alkaline hydroxyls, in this case magnesium and calcium hydroxyls. These reactions help in the maintenance of blood pH and oxygen content. It is for all these reasons that water treated magnetically helps in the maintenance of good health. Dr. Geraldo Balieiro, from the University of São Paulo, along with his team of researchers from USP in Ribeirão Preto, started researching with rats.
Okay, so if you want to go and get that video, whoever's invited you on can let you know about the full
In the laboratory.
version of that. Let's move that on. So as you saw here, he basically gave a good overview of exactly what I was sharing of how your cells get hydrated with magnetization. Now, the gentleman behind this is a gentleman called Carlos Henrique, and I'm a bit envious with Simone. I'm not sure if she dropped off. Her signal's not so great, but she's obviously in Brazil right now. And this is the guy behind it. Now, without a doubt, this is what I call a legacy entity, a legacy company. This gentleman did his own research, and we had his daughter on the call, which is great. I mean, we talk about talking about a dynasty being created, where you have now his daughter who's involved in the company, and knowing the dangers of consuming poor quality water over long periods. Mr. Carlos Henrique founded Timol in 2004. So that's 22 years. It's almost going to be 22 years with that mission in mind, to provide health and quality of life for people through high quality water that truly hydrates. So again, 22 years ago, this gentleman did his own research, having enough opposition for people that didn't want the company to be sharing this information. I wonder why. Unfortunately, we live in a world that is, being sick is big business. Big pharma, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, dare I say, be made through people being ill. So, no doubt, they didn't want this information out there. So, this is a company been around, like I said, almost 22 years, guys. Absolutely amazing. I just roll back to what you was doing 22 years ago, and this guy was doing this company. And imagine 22 years ago having that vision. Well, probably even before that, before he formed the company, having that vision to change so many lives. And he's literally passed the baton from one person to another, from one country to another, and now we have it in our hands to share it if we choose to with other people. But getting the product is, for me, has already been a game changer. So scientific evidence is out there, studies. You can do your own due diligence, which I hope you do. Go to Google Scholar. There's publications, articles being posted there. I did post it in our WhatsApp group the other day, where you can just go to and check it out for yourself. They have the certification of integrity, which I'll share with you. And like I said here, the headquarters are in Brazil. All right, so let's have a look. This company constantly expanding. So that's why I said they're expanding throughout the world. We've got and massive kudos to Simone, and the other leaders who are on here through sharing it through their network. Natalia, Augusta, and sharing it with their inner circle. And now we're looking at this being in multiple countries around the world, just through sharing it in what I'm going to share with you guys in part 2. Okay, the only way this company is going to be able to do that, they're not going to spend big money on advertising and stuff like that. The biggest, as we know, word of mouth. If you have a powerful testimony, you're going to naturally just share it, right? And this is what we'll talk about in part 2. But we are looking to expand this out as much as we can, because we know the benefits of people drinking quality water is what we have. So as I mentioned here, the certificate that I mentioned, a suitability recognition. I just want to read this because sometimes we can skip over stuff, but I want to read this. Read through this. The Parliamentary Front in Defence of Integrative Health Practices of the National Congress, in its duties of recognising suitable therapeutic systems and diagnosis, acting within the scope of legalisation and dissemination thereof, in favour of those who have a scientific basis, adopted by the international health community, mainly by World Health Organization, officially declares the recognition of the suitability of the Brazilian company Timol Ltda as the only one complying with the standards and requirements of this institution for adopting a system of method of magnetic water treatment or correction as a system or method of health protection and recovery with scientifically proven efficiency as a resource included in the framework of integrative health practices that make up the collection of methods and systems registered in this parliamentary institution. Now, I wanted to read that because, guys, it's not me telling you how great this is, or Glenn or Natalia or Valerie or Harold or whoever else may have invited you onto this Zoom. Guys, we've got documentation, and I always say this: documentation always beats conversation every time. And so to have that, and I really want to highlight that as the only one complying with the standards and requirements of this institution for adopting their system, we have it. Okay, if anybody who wants to wonder what's this about, is this some placebo? No, we have the proof. And that video I was playing, if you watch the whole video, you'll see what they did with their own tests. So again, technically recognized internationally with research and studies, published and renowned institutions. This company's been going for 22 years, my friends. Okay, there's a lot that this company has done, and you're going to see the results of that. So guys, if I had some drum roll, please. The star of the show, we're going to be talking about Timol combo, either the mega or the mini, which is the product that you put into your water, right? Whether you have a water bottle like mine, don't know if you can see it too good because of my background, I need to change it. But you may have a water bottle, I forget it. Anyway, you'll see some examples. Or you have it in a jug, you'll see some various different examples. But the things that I've been harping on about is the effects of magnetized water, alkalization of the blood, which is absolutely paramount, increasing bone mineral mass, increasing blood oxidation, get my teeth right, and increasing minerals in water by top H+. So there's two products here in the combo pack. So yes, Timol and the top H+. The blue one is an infrared magnet, which does the breaking down of the molecules in the water. And then the green one is calcium and magnesium. This one, the mega pack, treats up to 20 liters of water. And you'll have the other pack, the mini one does 3 liters. I liken these two to Batman and Robin. Okay, they're like dynamic duo, my friends. You put these together, you could choose one of them on their own. You put two of them together, man, it's game over, literally. So it's not intended to treat, to cure, but rather to magnetize the water. Your body is the miracle that we got given at birth. But putting the right stuff in it, guess what? The water will just do what it needs to do. Some people say, oh, what am I going to see in a week, in a day, whatever. Hey, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in your body. You don't even know what's going on in your body, let alone me, unless I've got x-ray vision, right? But this product will go to where it's needed, okay? And you will find, just like me, who struggle to drink more than maybe a liter a day, that I can comfortably drink more than 3 liters, which I should have been drinking many years ago, and I struggled. And this is why, because we have this magnetized water that literally makes it my most favorite beverage right now. So magnetized water will be an adjunct in health treatment and will improve the quality of life by reducing the two things that we've been going on about here, ladies and gentlemen. Reducing acidity. If there's one thing you get from this, or two things, you need to reduce the acidities in our bodies. It's literally as simple as that. Bring that down, we have a fighting chance. And they were saying in research, just by doing that, you can prolong your life by another 15 years. There's no reason why so many people are dropping out way before their time because of things that are undetected until it's a bit too late. And we've even had stories which, again, blow me away, even after, the doctors have said we can't do anything for you. So again, free radicals is the other thing. Those two things, I want you to leave this Zoom just thinking about if there's anything else besides my corny jokes. Those two things I want you to hold on to, okay? So, easy to use it. Adopted in many different ways. You can buy a water bottle. You can have one like mine, which I think is fantastic. That does up to 1.5 liters. This one could do a liter. You can refill that. Like I said, the smaller one is aimed to treat 3 liters. The mega one is aimed to treat 20 liters, up to 20 liters. So you can have all different variants of it. And we've got some great examples of people buying different things from different places and putting it in there. And so we've got a wide range of stuff in which you can have, have access to good quality water. Again, as part of your due diligence, go on YouTube, search for Timol. You'll see testimonials. Right now, there is a lot in Portuguese. We are now having a lot more in English. I've actually tasked myself. I've actually got some software which I will be converting a lot of these powerful videos, testimonials into English. Okay, but we do have some powerful testimonials, and I'm going to hear from some of the people at this juncture. Before I bring on anyone, and if anyone's got a testimony they want to share, please raise your hand, and I will unmute you. But I just want to, one thing that really struck me when I saw this last month, and I saw the variety of different testimonials, it blew me away. I'm talking about vertigo. Like, this is huge, guys. I'm not just, you thought, okay, hydration, you ain't got that, blah, blah, blah. But for these skin conditions I'm seeing have been unbelievable. What about this? This is the worst psoriasis I've ever seen in my life. Okay. Like, all over. I mean, that must really, really hurt. I mean, I remember a lady whose son from birth had some really bad eczema as part of his skin. But this is just unbelievable. In fact, just reminded me, I need to reach out to her. And this is the after effect. And again, there's a video, he talks about it. Again, these are videos I do want to translate into English, so we can hear what's going on there. Before I go any further, I see somebody's raised their hand. Let me just see who that is. I can't see who that is. Unmute yourself, or if you've got, I can't see who's raised their hand there, unless it's me. Have I raised my own hand? I don't know. Anyone, if you want to share.
Essa parte da barriga dele.
Okay, so again, if you're Portuguese, you understand that. Again, we have some before and afters. I'm just going to scroll through the video so that you can kind of see, to the depth of what this guy's talking about. So he was talking about like what you can see on the guy's leg there. I mean, this is major. Yeah, look at that. And before, that's what it was looking like, right? You can see that.
Eu vou mostrar hoje.
All right, let me move that forward. Oh, it should be before and after. Why has it got before and before? I don't know what happened there. Hold on. That should be after. I need to change that. Before and before. So you can look at his leg now. Can you see that? Look at that, guys. From what you saw to what it is now. This is somebody who's diabetic, and it's really, that's kind of really close to home. This guy here, I'm going to share with you. This one again totally blew me away. Unfortunately, my auntie in London about a year and a bit ago had to have her leg amputated because she's diabetic. Stood on something, didn't realize. By the time she realized, they couldn't save the leg, and rather than her dying, they had to chop it. So when I saw this guy and this guy's case, and again, like the previous one, this guy's case is way worse, right, than what my auntie's was. Like, this was just like, I believe he went to hospital basically to have his leg amputated, and obviously I think it was something like 4 months he was in the hospital ready to get his leg amputated. He didn't need it in the end. If I know the story right, I had a friend actually translate this for me. He didn't need to get it chopped off, as you can see. And he's talking about, you see the product there, Timol, is what he used to prevent that happening. Let me just show you what it looks like now. So his foot was way worse than what my auntie's. I'm not guaranteeing that would have saved her, but it would have at least given her a fighting chance of this. And then, to see like how this is healed up. Incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. So I've got a hand raised, but it looks like it's my hand. So I'm gonna lower. and I'm gonna just share my own quick testimony of being on this a week, guys. And I do have JB got his hand up. Great. So I'm gonna let JB um, unmute himself in a sec. I'll just say for me, guys, I went to London. I keep hearing these stories, and I'm like, dude, I've got to get over there. I had some business to take care of, so it was perfect timing. And let me just move this forward. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. It was perfect timing because I needed to take care of business, and I was just getting my product sent over. So when I saw this, I'm going to stop this screen share real quick. When I saw this, I was like, my goodness, this is amazing. I've had this ailment on my hip, and it's been like, I've been to the chiro, I've been to the physio, I've had CT scans, blood tests, the whole nine. Sometimes it's so bad, I literally just have to like sit down, hold myself, sit down, and just give it a little break. And I was speaking to somebody, actually I was speaking to Andrea, and I said to her, I said, you know what, that pain that I was feeling, I've not felt it. And this is about a week of me drinking the water, and it just totally went up my mind that I've even got that problem. And I was like, my goodness, that's incredible. And not to say that it's 100% gone, because I noticed when I've hardly drunk for the day, I feel a little niggle, but nowhere near, guys, nowhere near to what it's been. And this has been after a week. I noticed it. It might have got out, it might have happened the day after, but that was me. So now I've got my own testimonial. I'm very happy. So let me just I can see JB and Glenn. So JB, I want you to if you can if you're able to come on camera, um, and if you can unmute yourself, and let's go. Over to you. So JB, you can hear us?
Hi there. Yeah, sorry, I can't come on camera. I just had a
That's
quick
okay.
question. I'd really like to buy something, and
Sure.
I don't know how to get it because the guy that referred me is not a member yet.
Okay, no worries. So basically, whoever, I mean, if he's not a member
Is
yet,
that
you can.
James Boyce?
Yes. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, my friend. That's just a small
Hello.
guy.
Hi, Jeff. Lovely
Look at
to
that.
hear from you. Yeah, I'd really
Yeah.
like to get some.
Yeah, we could have this conversation after the call, and whoever's invited you on, we'll get a way of making sure you can get the product, even if they're not
Okay.
in.
Okay.
We'll
Well,
sort that out.
Jeff has my details. Unfortunately, I've got another
Okay,
meeting I have to attend to
that's
now.
all right.
Anyway, thank you very much,
Yeah,
Leroy, or should I call you
you're
Mr.
welcome.
Kryptonite?
Yeah, Leroy,
and
it's
and
good.
and we overcome the sound problems because I can hear you clear as a bell. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic, awesome. Thanks very much. Great to have you on.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, have a great night,
No
everyone.
problem. Thanks.
Much appreciate
Cheers.
everything. Take care. Bye bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye bye. Okay, Glenn, over to you, sir. Do you want to
Thank,
unmute yourself?
thank you, Leroy.
Sure.
Amazing presentation. When I've been drinking this water already for 6 weeks, thanks to Natalia and Augusta. This water is mind blowing. I would encourage everyone you love to and your family members get this water. I'm drinking 2.5 liters a day. Look, I have 2 glasses. One is for driving, and one is for reading. So within 10 days, my eyesight has improved a lot. That shocked me. So so this water, the difference, what's the difference between this water and this technology and the water people drinking? I would say is healing, because this psilocybin water, it makes you happy as well. It makes you feel good, because I jog in the evening and you can go the extra miles as well. So it's mind blowing. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Bye bye.
So Glenn's going to be signing up for the next London Marathon. I hope to see you.
Definitely,
Awesome.
definitely. Thank you. Mhm.
Fantastic. Anybody else want to share a quick share before I move on? And I'm just checking the chat as well. Let me. We got Sylvia. Sylvia Young. Do you want to unmute or camera if you can?
Hi everyone.
Hello.
I've been drinking this water for almost 2 years now, And before then, I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic, so I was told to check my eating and my like exercise and do other stuff to help myself. And I've been invited every year to do an eye test, like for pre-diabetic and diabetic people. You have to do an eye test to check your eyes, if your eyes are going bad or they are okay. So I've been going on that test for some time now. And for this year, when I went, it's usually a year, but when I received my result, they told me I don't need to come next year. I should come in 2 years. And after that, I think 3 weeks after that, I had an optician appointment. I went and the optician was very happy with my eyes. I didn't need to get a new glasses because my eyesight and the health of my eyes was really, really good. So this is a testimony I want to talk about. And apart from that, every year I have to do an MOT, like a health MOT. I did it this year and they are so pleased with my results. And the nurse told me, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because your blood sugar level is like even better than last year. So I just want to encourage everyone that this water is really good. We have to keep drinking it and just go out there and tell people, our family members, friends, people in the street, for everyone to start drinking this water because water is part of us. Like we can't live without water. Do you get me? So it's just changing the water you drink to this healthy one, and it's going to benefit everyone. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I have to.
Thanks very much. That's amazing. Love that. Love to hear that. And 2 years of drinking that. Wow. I can imagine what we're going to be like in 2 years' time drinking this water. So, guys, you heard it. You know, these are real people, real testimonials. I love that. I
Natalia
don't know
can
if
say something, Leroy.
Simone is on or anybody else. Yeah, Natalia, you want to share, or if Simone
Can you
is on?
say something, Natalia?
Glenn, I cannot open my camera,
That's
but I
okay.
can say thank you very much, Leroy, for great presentation. And yeah, for me, I drink this water for 2 years. I was have a cancer. I didn't have oxygen, no, in my brain. And when I started drink this water, I see my life to improve. I wasn't know to do more business because I was fed up. This situation was, but I didn't have energy. But when I drink this water, I start to have energy to talk with my people. Because before, if they talk to me 2 minutes, I'll be tired. Yeah, to listen. I said I want to go to bed. But when Simone get in my bring this water in my house, since that things change a lot. Yeah, not just to help other people, but in my family, in my kids, until my granddaughter in the U.S. I went there in December. The little one is 1 year old. Was to take my water bottle and go to drink it. So this was amazing. We have helped a lot of people. People give them testimony to us. Say thank you. So we are blessed to have this opportunity, to have this project in our life. This one I will say thank you, everyone, and thank you, Sylvia. Every time she is here to say something about this water as well, and everyone, I will say thank you because Sam Fortis here support me in these meetings, in events. So as well I've said, everyone. Yeah. I see Jeff here. So I'm glad he's here as well. I don't know if he's drink the water
Not just yet.
ready. Yeah. This is
I
good.
invite him.
Yeah, to see you here. And Glenn, everyone. Augusta,
Thank
I'm
you.
just blessed.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Natalia.
yeah.
Thank you so
Welcome.
When
much.
are you going? When is there another Zoom invite, Mr. Kryptonite?
These meetings are typically on a Monday and Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll get in touch with Glenn tomorrow.
All right, awesome. Fantastic.
Glenn,
Right.
can you give us a call tomorrow?
Yes, sir, Mr. Clarkson.
Right now.
Yeah.
All right, so one more question there. I just want to answer this because we're almost at the hour mark. And I've got a question directed to me. So basically, whoever's how to get the product, again, you go back to whoever's invited you on the call because it's done via a franchise model, and they will be able to tell you how to go about getting the product. Right now, North America, I believe the person's in North America, like myself. It's just early doors here, guys. And the second part, those of you who may be interested in, the aspect of helping us spread the word, okay? There is a financial model here that I'm going to share with you guys because one way or the other, we need to get this word out. And this company is going to help reward us by doing that. And so for those of you who want to know about how to make some money, so additional income, stay on. Otherwise, if you just came here for the product knowledge, we're going to end it there and we're going to go into the different income stream. Let me move that on, and let me move that meter on 1 second. Okay, so yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be now, let me just share my screen again. We're going to be talking about money. It may be a dirty word in some places, not a dirty word for me. And I've been in this industry of home-based business for many years. And what really struck me when I saw this is like, this product is a product that needs to be known, needs to be out there in people's hands, and not just in their hands. They need to be drinking it, right? Not just holding it. We want them drinking it. And so this is where we're going to talk about the business aspect. I'm not going to go into full depth on this, but I'm going to give you a taster of what is available, and give you an idea of almost a career path if you choose to make this an additional income, side income, or maybe a full-time income. Okay, so a great product creates a great business. As simple as that. As we know, there is, as I said at the start of my talk, it's a product. It's universal. Every single person, all, I don't know how many trillion of us, billion, is on the planet, but everybody needs to drink water, from the baby all the way up to the grandfathers, and everybody drinks water, guys. So what better model, better business can you get in than that as its onset? Especially one like this. Magnetized water is essential, as we know, for our health, so everybody needs it. It's a product of prime necessity. So it's the time to change your life, guys. We've spoken a lot about that. So there's two different models here we're going to share with you. You've got one aspect of referral marketing. So again, the network marketing industry, referral marketing industry, it's a huge industry. It creates more millionaires than any other industry out there. Entertainment, sports, you can combine them. There's more millionaires in this industry than those two combined, right? So this is the best model. Like I said, you go to somewhere, you have great food, you eat something, and guys, I've got to talk about this great food. I just literally came back from Canada. Came back from London, arrived in Canada the Saturday. The Sunday morning, and this has not happened for me in recent memory. Came up the Sunday morning, I'm staying at a hotel. I'm up, I'm working on this PowerPoint you're seeing. I'm working on it so that some of the Portuguese was English. 7 o'clock in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. After that, we have breakfast. I go to the gym. I'm working out. I go to the swimming pool, and I've just landed. Dude, that is mind blowing. Like my energy level, I would have run a marathon if I could have. Right, it was just off the chain. So I don't know. I'm just like almost forgot about that. I'm like, what the heck is going on for me? I feel like Superman. Anyway, I digress. Product sales to your contacts and people you do not know. Okay, because at the end of the day, guys, everybody needs to know about this one way or the other. And you're not doing them a disservice. You are helping them in every which way that you can by sharing this. So method number one is leverage. You know, your friend, your family, their friends, their network. We're talking about leveraging that. And then obviously product sales through your contacts. Okay. They are your personal contacts, like Jeff is to JB, who's interested. You know, that's that personal relationship. He wants the product, boom, we make the transaction, and it's all good. Okay, so permanent monthly income are earned through team efforts. Okay, so again, we're going to talk about two teams: team left and team right. Okay, or team number one and team number two. So we refer and earn. We do it in many different ways. Every company out there has some form of referral program. Amazon, for example, you know, the water bottle that I like, that I've been sharing with people, I'm an affiliate with Amazon. So they go to Amazon, they buy that product, or they buy something else. Amazon cuts me a check. Thank you very much. You know, you go to your what's it called? You go to your favorite restaurant. They probably don't give you a referral plan, but they might give you some points or something like that. The more times you go there, you might get some discount. So here we're into money, moolah. So I'm going to show you the US dollar amount. So you refer and earn, you earn on the silver membership. And we'll talk about the different memberships. The silver membership is $87.50. The gold membership is $175, and the platinum is $350. So you choose where you fit in, because there's different price points to get into the platform. And obviously, if you want to make the most money, then you know you're gonna help to scale up. The great thing with this is you can start at one level and scale up to the next level as you come in. I'm going to give you the price top of my head. Actually, I won't give you the price top of my head because I don't want to get them wrong. Get back to whoever's invited you; they'll be able to give you the version in pounds for you. So just conducting 2 presentations a day. Okay, let's say you share this, and I'm not talking about you doing the presentation. I'm talking about you getting a recording of maybe a meeting or something of sorts, or some information about the product, and you sharing that. And you share that with 2 people a day. You send 2 links to 2 people a day. You do that, and that's it. You stop at 2. Don't go crazy and do 3, but you can do that consistently. If you do that, you've shared it with 50 contacts in a month. Okay, so 2 a day. You can see what the numbers are. You work out your own numbers, but I'm just showing you how many do you end up selling. We're going to see that in a minute. You start to earn, and this is based on US dollars again, but after your first 5 purchases on the mega one, you're making $150 per item being sold. So let's say 1 a week. So every week you sell at least 1. So you've got your numbers, okay? So do you believe, let me just ask you a question. Do you believe all the 50 that you're sharing with are going to buy from you day 1? Probably not. Probably may not have the time to really look at the information straight away, may not have the money until a certain date, whatever, right? But at some point, as you've followed up with them, they're going to probably want the product, especially if you're taking it yourself and you've got a bit of a testimonial. You haven't got a product yet, you direct them to somebody's story. Use somebody else's story till you have one of your own. And then you'll have your own, like my one. I was sharing other people's stories, like Glenn's, Natalia's, Sylvia's. Now I have my own story. I can share my own story. So you do 1 a week. Guess what? You're making $600. You do 3 a week. You're making $1,800. You're doing 5 of these combos. These are the combo sales, because these are the 2 together. You're making 2,400 based on that per week. Okay, so 5 sales in a week, you're ending up with 2,400, because you're basically 150 times 4 will give you $600. 150 times 4, 8, 12. It's gonna get 1,800, and then you double that, you get 2,400. So that's your numbers. Your numbers will be different, could be different, but this is just giving you a rough example of what you could be making. Some people are knocking this out of the park. They're not doing 1 a week. they're doing multiples a week, they're doing 10 a week. All right. So everybody's number is going to be different, but you write down whatever number makes sense for you, and then you put the numbers in and you scale up as to what makes sense for you. So the franchise investment, I still got the old slide here, guys. This is the old pricing. So I'm going to, oh man, sorry about that. I've got the old price. I don't want to share that. It's actually, somebody notes in the chat, can write it in the chat, but it's I don't even know the prices anymore. 988 for the silver. That is 840 euros in the UK, which is about 700 and something pounds for the silver membership. The gold membership, and let you know what's in each one. The gold membership, it's 1500, which is 1,540 US dollars. It's around 1,100 pounds in the UK. Again, whoever's invited you on can give you the actual numbers, and then the platinum is 25, I think $2,500. But those two are the most popular, the silver and the gold, and then you can upscale to the platinum. What comes with them? The silver one comes with one product, the Mega. The gold one, franchise, comes with two products, the silver and the gold. So again, depending on what you want, depending on who you're speaking with, you know, you may even pre-sell that before you even buy your franchise. Okay, so those are the franchise price. I do actually have the right one. I just loaded the wrong slide. So let me just see that. I want to load the right one, and then I'll bring that up just to make sure the numbers are right. I think I've even got it in the right pounds. This is the actual slide I worked on while I was away. So I want to share with you the right price in here. So let me do that. Bear with me, my friends. I'm going to share the right one, and then we'll just talk about some of the ways you can make money. There's 6 different ways, and again, because of time, we're over time. I don't want to make it too long. Get back to who's invited you that can break down the numbers. Let me just quickly share the correct slide, and I'll wrap this up and put this in a bow and send you home. So let me just check. We notice let me see. I just want to check the chat. Okay, I think everything's good there. Is there? Great question. So the franchise, which we're talking about, there is no. Let me see the other slide. Okay. Great. I'm going to come up to the slide in a minute. So I'm also going to reverse that, and then Glenn's answered that question. But for everybody who hasn't seen that, I want to share that with you. So refer and earn. This is in euros. $80 silver, gold 161, platinum 322. Each time somebody comes on board as a franchisee, you can earn that in your coffers. Okay. Now we have a quick start bonus. So again, this is in reals. This is in Brazilian currency. So excuse me. Whenever you refer, we have a 2 things here. We have a binary plan. If you ever work that means you have a team left, team right, or team number 1, team number 2, 2 legs, and then you have a unilevel, which you get paid on from your own referrals. Okay, so whenever you refer 2 new members within 45 days, you know, you've got this scenario here. So your direct can bring in those 2 within that 45-day period. You get a fast start bonus released based on the package you have. We don't have bronze. That's only in Brazil, but we have silver, gold, and platinum franchise that releases a bonus. I believe around $35 minimum upwards, based on the size of your franchise. Okay, this is another reward based on you having at least 3 personals. You become a leader, qualified as a leader, and you start to earn again additional bonuses. This has just been recently introduced. From auto leader to black diamond. Again, I'm not going to go through that on this particular call, but just give you an idea that there's additional money here. Now, when somebody purchases in your binary, let's say they order a product again next month, you know, because they want to get more products. There's a point system, you know, as Brucey would say, points makes prizes, right? There's a point system that you're going to benefit from and accumulate, and I'm going to show you real quick what they end up being. But imagine just through your network, anytime somebody purchases a product, you're going to earn a certain amount of euros on that, okay? Plus the unilevel bonuses. So let's again, I'm going to go crank for this real quick. In US dollars, so in euros, it's about $2.27 each person. So it may not look like much when you first start off, but as your network starts to build and you're, it's out of your hands because those two have now referred their network and their network has referred there, all the way to the 10th level, you're getting a clip of that as you progress through the comp plan. So the question, answer the question correctly, it's 840 euros, 1320 for gold, for silver 840, gold is 1320, and platinum is 2,460. And again, in pounds, about 720 pounds. That's about 1,100 pounds, and so forth. Okay, so there is a complete progression, guys. Career plan here. If you really want to take this serious and lock arms and build this, if you want to make part-time casual money, you can do that, as I shared with you, by selling one a week of the product and all this kind of stuff. But if you really want to up the ante, and there's rewards on the table. Again, I'm not going to go through this on this call, but you can start getting rewarded with notepads. You can projectors or cell phones, international travel. Simone right now, she's benefited from a trip to Brazil, which I'm still envious of. Cruises, again, trips to Cancun, the whole 9 cars. If you like cars, I believe there's somebody who's got a couple of these cars. If you like cars, they're giving you cars or the cash equivalent based on where you are. So there's a way for you guys to earn over and beyond what the comp plan is giving you. 6 different ways to earn from here, guys. And this is what we have. So thanks you very much for your time here, guys. Any questions you have, please get back to whoever's invited you on the call. This call will be posted in the normal channel, and I look forward to connecting with many of you guys one way or the other. I'm really looking to lock arms. This is a serious mission for me personally, and I hope it's the same for you. With that said, I'm going to say my adios and hope to see you guys on the next call. Same channel on Monday, same time, and hopefully next time we'll have Simone on. So take care, guys. I'm going to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Leroy. Thank you, brother.
Okay, bye, bye.
Thank you, Leroy.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you, amazing.
Leroy.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Amazing,
guys.
amazing,
God
Leroy.
bless.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.